way. But I'm worried that I'm going to get soft by the estrogen that's spewing out of this song's pores. Makes me nervous. Makes me insecure. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Bees, and this is January, and this January, I decided to react to only Grammy-nominated albums. I don't really care about the Grammys, but they're happening whether I like them or not, and this just gives me a great excuse to look at some of the big releases from 2025, and even a little bit before that I couldn't get to here on the channel. That's my own time management problems, but we're finally here. We're finally going to do an honest try in catching up, and I'm very excited for the reaction today as we are reacting to Ego Death at a Bachelor Party by Hayley Williams. I always thought it was Ego Death at the Bachelor Party, but you can have Ego Death at any Bachelor Party, apparently. I am not foreign to Ms. Williams at all. I think Paramore is one of the greatest rock bands of the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. I've been a pretty big fan of Paramore for a while, although I will say, and I'm just being completely honest with you, whatever album she put out before this, I think it was her first solo one, I was expecting to eat it up, and I listened to it once, and I was like, okay, it wasn't bad. You know, to say Hayley Williams and then bad music in the same sentence should not go together unless it's like, I only listen to Hayley Williams. I don't listen to bad music, right? That's an acceptable phrase to which you could say Hayley Williams and bad music in the same sentence. But there was a lot of anticipation, not only for this record, but also in how it was released. Please do tell me if I'm wrong, but didn't she release this like whole album on her website before like it came out, like officially? That was the deal, right? So yeah, and I think that's actually kind of smart, you know, in an age where, you know, it's the new album goes on Spotify, you're already paying however many dollars it is a month for it, and then it's just on there. This, you know, having some fun with how it's released. And, you know, it could be as something as, you know, kind of mundane as just putting it on your website, but that's different. And I think that causes some intrigue in a world where everything is becoming so Midland and boring. Yeah, they were all just singles. She let her fans make playlists to help her decide the track order. Okay, we're learning more about this. I really appreciate that a lot, you know, here on the channel when we are talking about an album, you know, and how it feels in its entirety. We often talk about, you know, track placement and how that affects the album's pacing or even the overall message and in how those ideas, you know, are laid out to us and to see if they evolve over time. So we'll get into seeing if there are any overarching themes between all these songs, if it is just a collection of songs, but maybe it's a fantastic collection of songs. And there's quite a bit of songs here. There's 20 songs, hour and 6 minutes, which kind of doesn't make sense. I feel like it should be a little bit longer if it's 20 songs. All right, so here it is, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. I feel as though, you know, another reason why I maybe didn't get to this one sooner was because I knew I was probably going to like it. But also, I didn't listen to it yet because I kind of wanted to make a video about it. And so towards the end of this year, or 2025, towards the end of 2025, I had decided that this is what I was going to do this month. So I'm like, okay, perfect. We'll get this done. And my chat's been clamoring for this. So you're welcome. Do we just start this? I think we do. Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. Ms. Hayley Williams. 20 songs, hour and 6 minutes. First track. Ice in My OJ, which is a crazy flex.
I'm spinning circles and I can't deny. Floating on your love like a butterfly. Got me jumping inside, thinking about you. Motherfucker
liked that. Yeah, incredibly succinct here. Very, very alty, poppy, rocky kind of feels here, and I don't think it's fair to me, you, or Hayley Williams that this is the case, but this is the case, which I'm about to explain. Within the past several months or so, I've fallen a little back into Blur. So I was listening to some of the songs off Magic Whip recently. I'm just like, oh God, I love Damon Albarn. And then listen to, Key Gorillaz tracks and all that. I'm getting like heavy Gorillaz, Damon Albarn, Blur vibes here. If to say nothing else, that I love the way that this sounds, especially in how it's produced, how it just drops and we get this wall of sound right around here. She's in a band. She's also a seemingly very successful single artist. I got ice in my OJ. I'm a cold hard bitch. I mean, like I said, I started out this song with that is the flex of flexes. Because OJ's already in the refrigerator. It's already kind of cold. No, I want my OJ to stay cold. We're going to move the morning into the afternoon. That's how much ice is in my OJ. Honestly, one of my faves on the album, Sleeper Hit. I mean, we're off to a great start. I mean, it's fun. It's short. It's loud. Blur wish they had a vocalist and writer like her. Well, yeah, I guess I'm saying it sounds like Blur in the way that it's produced and the way that her cadence, like the cadence that she's bringing, especially in the like this. I don't know. That brings me to Gorillaz, but yes, more generally, she has one of the best voices in pretty much I think all of music, but specifically rock, and just like that whole alt space there. I'm trying to look in the chat, maybe some nice transformative commentary, and all I'm getting is, I'm in a band, cold hard bitch, glum,
In the wake of your sunshine, it's quiet as fire, but I still show up. I stick around for someone. Spaced out at a stoplight, listen all day long. Hey man, roll down your window. The light's already yellow. I wonder, do you ever feel so alone? On my way to 37 years, I do not know if I'll ever know. I wonder, do you ever feel so alone? You get in no one would. In the wake of your sunshine, I've never felt so glum.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I've already been feeling too existential lately, and I didn't need this in my life, but I did. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I get to remain a polite person here, and I don't have to ask a lady how old they are, right? It usually doesn't matter anyway. But actually, in preparation for this stream, I just happened upon Hayley Williams Wikipedia. And I was like, oh my God, she's 37. Like I'm old. Like, holy shit. It's like I was a kid when, Paramore was kind of coming up. Although, I mean, you wouldn't know, it's not like Hayley Williams is like Axl Rose and she's screaming up there and, going back and chain smoking cigarettes and drinking booze. And then you see Axl Rose like 10 years later and you go, oh my God, what happened? No, I like this little nod to existentialism here, right? I'm on my way to 37 years. Do not know if I'll ever know what in the living fuck I'm doing here. Does anybody know if this is normal? Because, you do, like, you get in those times where you are feeling loaded and you're feeling confused, maybe without any direction. And it feels like I have to be the only one experiencing this, right? Like, there's no way anybody can relate to the sorrow and confusion in which day-to-day life consumes me by. Sometimes prefer my existential Hayley with a poppy beat, like After Laughter cuts the pain a little, but this was still poppy enough. I completely understand what you're saying with After Laughter, considering it was so poppy, you know, at least compared to everything that they had done previously. The pop is still here. It is very much still here. I mean, within that simple beat, you know, makes it pretty accessible. Now, some production elements to comment on. If you ever watched my Taylor Swift videos, Midnight's in particular, you would know that when it comes to vocal mods, I kind of like them. I believe the exact quote was, the vocal mods, 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 the vocal mods. These vocal mods didn't necessarily make me pop as much as when I heard them in Midnight's, but I still like them, you know. It's kind of almost given like this alternative character in a way. I think you can sometimes use that as like, you know, maybe in how it's used in some of the 21 Pilots that we'd listen to, right? When, you know, Clancy's being talked to by, you know, whatever his face is, you know, just to kind of establish that maybe this is a different character. This is like a different perspective, I guess. Or it could just be because it sounds fun. I think it definitely checks all the boxes there for me. We got Kill Me.
Eldest daughter's names. I'll never do the right thing again. Go ahead and kill me. Can't get much stronger. Find another soldier. Another soldier. Eldest daughter comes to stop the cycle. A job you never asked for is paying in dust. Setting down your mouth in your blood. Go ahead and kill me. Can't get much stronger. Find another soldier. Another soldier. Go ahead and kill me. Can't get much stronger. Go ahead and kill me. Can't get much stronger. Find another soldier. Another soldier. Go ahead and kill me. Can't get much stronger.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I think I'm just going to plot all these songs. I don't know how I'm going to hate any of these songs, unless I do. Got a little worried there at the top. Eldest daughter. Hey, look, it wasn't my favorite song on Life of a Showgirl, okay? It just wasn't. This song's a lot better. You know, there's this idea of, you know, nurture versus nature, I guess, in terms of how we experience life and maybe some of the, you know, traits that we all kind of carry with us. The weight, for lack of a better term, you know, carrying my mother's torment. I think I'm where the bloodline ends. I interpret that as, you know, Hayley doesn't want kids, you know, and she's going to stop this, maybe this cycle of the things we carry. No, and I guess so far I wasn't expecting a lot of these like rock sounds that come out of this, because memory recalls like that first solo album she did, like it wasn't bad to any degree. It just didn't really capture me as much as this is capturing me. Now, I think, I'll be honest with you, I've kind of listened to music in a different way since I've started doing this on YouTube. You know, become a little bit more analytical and, you know, maybe connecting dots where I necessarily didn't see them beforehand. But like, it's like just like that bass way up in the mix, a nice steady beats, nice melody, catchy little rhythm there.
Baby, take
Whim.
it easy. We're starting something new. Listen how the heart beats. It always tells the truth. Baby, on your knees, searching for a bloodstain. Bandages are clean. Baby, take it easy. Following a whim. Listen how the heart beats. Lying next to him. I want to be in you're always on the move. Something
love
in
that.
the stillness gets you to the truth. Sunshine through the curtain, music in my head, still be singing to you long after we're dead. I want to be in love, to believe in us, sans sabotage. I want to believe in love.
What is with the all caps?
I want to be in love, to believe in us, sans sabotage. Long after we're dead.
I'm not going to applaud that one. Just kidding. Something about the song gives me Taylor Swift, especially the outro. There was one line, I forget which one, that I was like, oh, that kind of gave me some Swift vibes. But that's like, I mean, what am I going to do? What am I going to do by saying that? You know, and it's like, it sounds like Taylor Swift. We should listen to Taylor Swift. No, nothing like that. It could just be, you know, talking about love song in a nice kind of even-keeled fashion, which is what this song brought. I mainly love sans sabotage. I love incorporating sans into my vocabulary, into the vernacular of bees when talking about, like, without something. Tacos, sans cheese. YouTuber, sans subscriber, although you can change that if you subscribe. You know what I mean? Actually, this is like one of the only times, and I think this is the only time on the channel where I absolutely reject the title of the song. It's called Whim. It should be called Sans Sabotage. Sans Whim, insert Sans Sabotage. Well, not necessarily that she's being lovey-dovey, but definitely more of an intimate song relationship with another person to some degree, you know. Because, I mean, it's obviously a pretty hopeful song. I want to be in love, to believe in us, just without all the bullshit, you know? Miss me on that bullshit. And then we're right as rain. Mirtazipine? Is that like a drug? Let's go, prescription drugs. Let's go. Mirtazipine, not mirtazipine. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it's written. Yeah, I like this one a lot. You know, somebody earlier in the chat had said how grungy this album felt. I hadn't really felt that up until this point. You know, it's alty pop rock, and that's very much the tunnel in which I think Hayley Williams operates in a lot, as with like Paramore, everything I've come to know about her as an artist and all the kind of projects that I familiarized myself with. Definitely catching like the grunge shit here, especially during the chorus. I think the bass is doing a lot of that for me, and especially how, you know, like the guitars are toned, just some nice fat chords, you know, rhythm section's not doing a ton, and then the lead's doing whatever the fuck. Just kind of going along with the rhythm, but just adding just that little layer of, you know, treble on top of everything. I'll be honest with you, in my experience with antidepressants, I never took one, but it was a few years back, and I got put on hydroxyzine, right? I had some issues sleeping. Turns out I just needed to take the trigger away, which was this depressing fucking job that I had. And then once I left that, I was kind of straight. But, you know, could never sleep, anxiety. So the doctor gives me hydroxyzine, which is basically just, it's an antihistamine, right? So it's not even like an antidepressant. But it worked for me, right? It really did. I felt I was getting some good rest. You know, I was kind of iffy on the whole antidepressant thing anyway. There were some other drugs like trazodone or whatever, but like, no, I like this one. So then my doctor wasn't there, so I had another doctor, and she was like, it was the first time I ever had her. She was like, hey, so you want more hydroxyzine? And I was like, yeah. She goes, all right, do you cry often? I was like, no, not really. Like, if I'm listening to like a song maybe, or like, you know, every now and then I'll get a little emotional, but I have like a pointed reason as to why I'm crying, you know? She'll go, do you feel irritable? And then I shouldn't have said this. I was like, well, I was playing like video games with my friends the other night, and they were being real fucking annoying. So I got irritable and I stopped playing with them. And she goes, no. Video games are supposed to be fun. You shouldn't be getting irritable. Here's a prescription for Zoloft. And I was like, I am not depressed. I'm not. I just need to go to sleep. Don't give me Zoloft because my friends are assholes in Team Fortress 2. I don't need this. And every time I go to the doctor after that, every single fucking time I go to a Minute Clinic, an urgent care, the hospital, my other doctor, they'll always go, so you're on Zoloft? And I go, take that shit off. I've never once had it. They sent the prescription. I didn't go pick it up. So I was like, what the fuck is this? Anyway, this song was good. Got to hit those pharmaceutical quotas. That's what I'm saying, dude. Trust me. I have friends who got put on antidepressants, and it like quite literally saved some of their lives. So I'm not trying to like knock it for if you need it. Obviously, you know, here Hayley's kind of weighing the pros and cons of it a little bit, you know. Mrs. eating and sleeping. Shit, so would I. And that was the thing. They wouldn't give me more hydroxyzine. I walked out of there with nothing. Disappearing Man.
Now I understand how you feel abandoned at a depth you left. Disappearing man, you can really have anyone, and you had me. Why'd you let go? Just like I said, I had to come up for air, 'cause I know better than to hold my breath or to surrender. Disappearing man, you can really have anyone, and you had both. Surrender. Disappearing man, disappearing man.
So we all know Hayley Williams' voice is a good one, but really the melodies here are awesome. This is really a pop rock clinic, what we got going on here. And I am just saddled so comfy over here listening to this all. Now, I'm not keeping track with who's dating who. You know, I'm not a tabloid guy. But is this about the loser from New Found Glory that she was with? Wasn't she like married to a dude from New Found Glory, or they were at least went out for like the longest time? Is there any receipts on who this one might be about? Doesn't matter, right? This is really just like, oh fuck, all of a sudden I'm without my person, and I'm not really sure what's to do here. Love me different.
I saved my very best for you. Friends to lovers trope came true. You said that I didn't love me like you did, and I know that you're probably right about that, but someone's gonna love me different, and I know that you're probably telling yourself that no one did. Someone to love me different. It tells me I'll be fine. Like there's something better. And I know that you're probably telling yourself that no one's gonna love me like you did. And I know that you're probably right about that, but someone's gonna love me different. And I know that you're probably. Hours of therapy, 2 prescriptions, no good routines. Guess I'm the one who's gotta love me differently.
In terms of songwriting and structure, it's this one. It's this one right here. Yeah, I loved this one. You know, I just got saying how it's all kind of alty, poppy, rocky, but this one's way more poppy. But it still has like those rock elements. Like I feel like the bass has been the exact same through all these songs. I could be wrong, but it just seemed still that it's on the bass guitar. They're probably adding some synth in there somewhere lower in the mix. But no, this whole bridge, this is like one of my favorite bridges.
Endless hours of therapy, 2 prescriptions, no good routines. Guess I'm the one who's gotta love me differently.
I said it before on the channel, maybe not in a long time. Self-love? Breaking news. Self-love, most important love. But it's easy to forget that, especially if you're in a, very satisfying, very fulfilling relationship, where it's like, oh my God, so much meaning and beauty comes from this one person, and then you can kind of lose that love for yourself and all that maybe. I guess I'm the one who's got to love me differently. Like, man, that's fantastic. Endless scrolling up till 3. Alex reads tarot reads the shit out of me. And so you're looking for all these things to help it make sense. Routines, prescriptions, even looking towards tarot and maybe even horoscopes and shit like that. Anything that kind of takes you out of that funk a little bit. But still, there is this layer of hope there, and I want someone to love me differently, not to say like, oh, I'll never find a love as satisfying as this again, but nothing could compare to the potential greatest love of all time. So it's kind of like, fuck, like I just like it's trying to rectify what you've lost to what you could potentially find down the road, but that's the scary part, right? It's very unknown. It's very shaky. But I'm so like, right? So here we got brotherly hate as opposed to brotherly love. Go Birds.
Brotherly love, brotherly hate, don't it sometimes feel like the same thing? However you bend, however you sway, feel it out on your limbs, carve my name into every one of them. No, please don't fall, please don't break, please stay strong for all of our sakes. Nick your hand, I'll spit into it, shake hands. Don't it sometimes feel like the same thing? Blood oath, baby took a vow, unspoken, not on speaking terms. Now you could pick up the phone, you could pull up to his house. That's your brother, you'll always come around, you'll always have each other. Not if you never pick up where you're not, don't miss it now. Brotherly love, brotherly hate, don't it sometimes feel like the same thing? Nick your hand, I'll spit into it, shake hands. That's how you do it.
There's no real instrumental or genre theming here anymore, because now this is taking me back to the first couple songs on the album where it was definitely a little bit more poppy, but not in the same way as this. I think Hayley Williams woke up one day and went, you know what, I want to cook. Let her cook, because she definitely did with this one. I mean, every single song is just so damn catchy. But, here's my honest to God worry here. Even though it is so catchy, it is like, it's all just very proper pop, rock, all, however you want to shake it. She's definitely going into all of these different sounds that she's, either dipped her toes in or really went full throttle in other aspects of her career, which I never really heard anything quite like this before. But it is all just so proper and, succinct. My worry here, listening to the rest of the album, over 20 tracks, it's only an hour and 6 minutes long, so that's a pretty short album for 20 tracks. Maybe some of it does blend in more than maybe I would have liked by the end of it. Maybe at the end of this, I feel as though we should only have 15 songs, but at current, I'm like, what songs would I take out? And I don't think I could say any of them. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Like this video if you know what I mean. Negative self-talk. Or is how I like to call it self-talk.
Now it's just so quiet. I hate this gorgeous house. Can hear my heartbeat. Oh, you self-talk. Yeah, all I hear is self-talk. All I hear is on and on. All I hear is self-talk. Bird turn Titanic around. Let me
So really liked this one for kind of slowing down the pace. I feel like this one was obviously a lot more, lower energy than some of the previous songs that we've listened to, especially, that last one. She's really not confining herself to any particular sound here. And I thought that this song was just a hair short of epic in terms of like sounding like a James Bond Lana Del Rey song. And you know exactly what I mean by that, right? Just like the kind of smooth, low down percussion with the strings in the background. So in terms of pacing, I really have been feeling that this is more of a, collection of songs rather than like a hard-nosed concept album to any degree. But I really like the songwriting on this one. I write like a volcano, projectile spewing out, quiet mind's a loaded cannon. Who's it aimed at now? The tip of my tongue, tip of the iceberg, turn Titanic around. Let me thaw out. So all I hear is negative self-talk, a veteran, self-taught. That's sick. That's awesome. I love that. Because nobody can really teach you negative self-talk besides yourself. And a veteran self-taught. Not only is she self-taught, she's been doing this for a long time. A long time. So going back to, whether it was about the goofball from New Found Glory, and I just say goofball from the New Found Glory because I just don't really like New Found Glory. I'm sure all the guys there are just fine, probably. Maybe that, bites me in the ass by saying that. I just think New Found Glory is kind of goofy. But this seems a little bit more like the divorce angle of things. Walking around the empty, I hate this gorgeous house. I can hear my heartbeat over the emptiness now. So something was there that isn't there. Yeah, I've known Hayley Williams to be a great songwriter, although, and this is, poo-poo on me. I don't know who Daniel James is, but he's getting credited a lot as lyricist on some of these. I don't know how that works out, but maybe he just comes up with the titles, Yeah, in terms of like songwriting itself, this is one of the strongest releases that we've reacted to here in a while, just in terms of the songwriting. Really, really appreciating a lot of the ideas that she's getting into. Not necessarily just the ideas that she's getting into, but how she's conveying those ideas in ways that are clever and still very relatable and make all the sense in the world, which sucks because, it's not especially glorious. Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. Here it is, the titular track.
I'll be the biggest star at this racist country singers bar. No use shooting for the moon. No use chasing waterfalls. I'm the biggest star at this racist country singers bar. No use shooting for the moon. Go up from here. Can only go up from here. Can only go up. Can only go up. I'll be the biggest star at this bachelorette party bar. No use shooting for the moon. No use chasing waterfalls. I'm here. Can only go up. Can only go up. Can only go up from here. Can only go up from here. Can got too big for my britches. Too big for my fishes. The sea got shallower every day. They sent me right back from where I came. My tail between my legs on Broadway. For the moon, no use chasing waterfalls.
So I've heard snippets of this song, and especially, like that main interview that Hayley Williams did where somebody's asking her what she meant by racist singers country bar. And basically, rightfully so, spoke about her disdain for, one, Morgan Wallen, and how she doesn't give, I think, quote, a fuck, end quote, whether Morgan Wallen likes her or not, or her hears that Hayley Williams badmouthed her. Because I believe the quote after that was, "Find me at Whole Foods, bitch." And you know, I think I'm going to say this because I mean it, not because I'm influenced by the biggest star at the Racist Country Singers bar, but fuck Morgan Wallen. And if Morgan Wallen or any of his fans don't like that I said that, throw a chair at me, dumbass. That's all I got to say. Pretty existential, I think. It is pretty repetitive in the sense where it's like, okay, here we're at all these different locations where she's the biggest star. Got too big for my britches, too big for my fishes. The sea got shallower every day. I danced. I said my prayers. It never rained. Just want to be back in California. To me, I think, you know, it's maybe looking at your fame and all the things that you've kind of worked for. Then you go to these rather like, not necessarily mundane places, but all these other places where you're around people and you think like maybe like, do I deserve this? And maybe not so much of that being spoken about here, but really being aware of maybe your status and in terms of the other people around you, even if it's just a fucking karaoke bar. I think it was just accepting being the big fish in a small pond, I don't know, or something. Yeah, you know, it's you know, I think pretty much a lot of celebrities, whether we like to think about it or not, are real people who, if you came from humble beginnings, I think that's a little bit more of a struggle. Maybe once you're at the top and then you're looking around and you're going, oh, fuck, I just want to be relatable. Hard.
The way you held my face, I swear I softened for the very first time in my life. Pitiful, like she forgot nothing is a given, nothing is a given. So hit me, I can't get soft, 'cause I'm too hard, I'm too hard, I'm too hard. I'm too hard, I'm too hard. I got married once and come to get to you. I had to go through it. So hit me, I can't get soft, 'cause I'm too hard. My ribs are fat, always ready to be left out in the cold.
Dude, the 100 Gex vocal mods. That was Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. Oh, hold on. Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll let him know. No, that was Hard by Hayley Williams. Really liked the vocal mods that we've been hearing across the whole album thus far. But they sound a lot closer to 100 Gex here, and I love that. It really sounded a lot like Laura Less's vocal mods that she puts into the 100 Gex songs. You know, this was funny. Only listen to testosterone music. Had to kill my feminine just to do it. I'm worried that I'm going to get soft by the estrogen that's spewing out of this song's pores. Makes me nervous. Makes me insecure. No. But on a serious note, there's like a non-zero sum of like red-pilled geezers who won't touch receipts because apparently receipt printer paper and or like ink has like a chemical on it that's either like estrogen or something close to estrogen. It's like trace amounts. I don't know. It's probably not even real. But I saw this and like there's like dudes that will get upset if you hand them a receipt. I'm like, bro, maybe you're using a company credit card. Maybe you got to log that shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like the receipt just to see how much money I didn't spend. You know, go to Aldi, you know, go to a grocery outlet. They'll even circle here. Look, here's how much money you saved. We are on the latter half, so we're just over halfway done now. Here is Discovery Channel. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals.
When we kiss, no wound to lick, 'cause the hurt is hidden. Don't you miss, the hurt is hidden. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Is that happening? Did that just happen?
20 mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Why?
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they've been. Said we shouldn't eat. I can't heal, you keep ripping me open. Mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
All right. Okay. This one could have waited for the deluxe edition. I'll be completely honest with you here, folks. What I'm trying to get out of it is this is something with her bandmate that she ended up marrying, and you know, there's this line here. You said we shouldn't even begin unless we know we're going to make it, but maybe just the primal sexual urges take over, and now you're kind of living with that, is what I'm getting out from a more artistic standpoint. I was not really expecting Bloodhound Gang here. Yeah, if you're unaware.
Baby ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Crazy lines in this song, but I think you guys get the idea. Was not expecting the Bloodhound Gang connection here, but we got it, whether we were ready for it or not. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe just like more, you know, primal sexual desires leave you getting into relationships that maybe otherwise it didn't need to be, just considering all the heartbreak that left it afterward. Let's tear each other apart because you're doing it anyway. Yeah, and you know, I guess my whole thing is like she's been so good at relaying these ideas and her feelings in all these very clever ways. I've really been liking the songwriting so far. It just took me out a little bit. I'm not discounting it entirely, but this could have saved for the deluxe edition. Yeah, not for me. At least in comparison to how much the rest of the album has really grabbed me with the songwriting. True believer. I think I've heard this one before. Maybe not.
Tourists stumble down Broadway, Cumberland keeps claiming bodies. All our best memories were but heartache watching. Kill the soul, turn a profit. What lives on Southern Gotham? I'm the one who still loves your ghost. I reanimate your bones, 'cause I'm a true believer. With guns as big as all the children, they say that Jesus is the way, but then they gave him a white face, so they don't have to pray to someone they deem lesser than them. Bargain till the roots, Southern Gotham. I'm the one who still loves
Yeah, this is one of the best songs on the album. I know people earlier were saying, it sounds 90s grungy, and I definitely clocked that. That was definitely appropriate for those songs. But here, even another influence, maybe more 90s sounding, I think. This one gave trip hop. I reacted to this a while ago on the paid reaction stream, so I have heard this once. Yeah, and this is definitely kind of like mourning the loss of maybe the Nashville that used to be. The club with all the hardcore shows, now just a grayscale domino. Thank you so much, millennials, for making everything grayscale. I cannot thank you enough for your terrible aesthetics. And honestly, it's one of my favorite vocal performances from her, too. Just the slower register that she's singing in the entire time goes so well with the more haunting instrumentals. Trip hop can kind of be very heady anyway. So it's given kind of spooky, Spectre. Hayley Williams, the Spectre of Nashville. That's Hayley Williams' vigilante name. It's when she sees Morgan Wallen throw one chair off a rooftop, and then she throws two chairs from above him because she's suspended in the air. She can actually fly. That's actually kind of crazy that you didn't know that Hayley Williams could fly. But yeah, in this whole, they say Jesus is the way, but then they gave him a white face so they don't have to pray to someone they deem lesser than them, in this whole, I love the American South. I'm not going to lie, right? I love going down to Tennessee, North Carolina. I haven't been to every state, and I've only been to Atlanta in Georgia. But if you go out of those big cities, I mean, you're in the shit. If you're not like a hardcore Christian, that whole thing, if you're just talking to people, right? They're fantastic. If you're just like, oh, how was your day? What are you into? What's your name? Like people are incredibly friendly. But maybe if you start talking to them about all this shit, maybe they start getting a little perturbed. South will not rise again. Hey, Hayley Williams is from Mississippi. She's got more weight in this bag than I do. But I'm not political. Fuck you, JD Vance. Zissou? I don't know. Is she talking about the Wes Anderson movie here?
I keep telling you the water's fine. We could be like Team Zissou.
Fun. This one was fun. We needed some fun after that last song. We needed some fun. Yeah, see, this is a song where a larger pop culture reference fits in a little bit better for me. Keep telling you the water's fine. You show up in a scuba suit. Let's come into the deeper side. We can be like Team Zissou, right? That Wes Anderson movie, Life Aquatic. I've never seen it. Wes Anderson films kind of annoy the utter shit out of me. I feel like you see a couple of them and you get it, right? There's never really been a time in my life where I've wanted to sit down and binge all of Wes Anderson's movies. The last new one I saw, I haven't seen this. I didn't see the first one. Moonrise Kingdom is fantastic. Fantastic Mr. Fox is great. And then I was like, oh, Grand Budapest Hotel. And I was just like, I don't care. I just don't care. I just don't care. The pop culture reference here comes off a lot easier to grasp than Discovery Channel. That one was just a little too crazy. Although I can appreciate the way in which that was done because it sounded so different from the original. But here I like it. You know, it's like, oh, you got the scuba suit on, like you got your guard up, right? Don't have your guard up. Just sit down, relax with me. It might be the ocean. You know, there might be some sharks. Monster soup, because it's salty. You'll be fine. Dream Girl in Shibuya? Something about Lost in Translation, I guess. Shibuya.
Every now and then in a far-off land, familiar but foreign, a lady sipping on Japanese whiskey in the lobby bar. I could start, I wait for you.
Just a little Japan action here for you. I really enjoyed this part of the song. Like those really tasty resolves at the end of the chorus are pretty sick if I don't mind saying so for myself. Yeah, it's a little bit more cutesy. Kawaii even. Didn't think I'd be saying that for a Hayley Williams album, but maybe I should be saying that more in general when we get a song that's a little bit more cutesy. You know, and honestly, like in terms of all the instrumentation and all the composition that we've heard and all the influences that she's kind of pulling, it really is just the songwriting that's remaining so consistent here for me and interesting and really pulling me through, you know. And I could say that because, you know, the last album we reacted to, the From Zero Deluxe from Linkin Park, you know, Linkin Park's always been one of those bands where the lyrics really hit or miss for me. Most of the time, it's not like the lyrics are bad, but I'm just not as laser focused as I am with maybe some other artists. Hayley Williams is definitely one of those fucking artists. You know, I'm definitely with the scene that she's setting up here. Blood Brothers.
Whatever you do, whatever you say, by now you should know I'll love you the same. Flipping on dry land, hook, line, and sinker, covered in sand. whatever I did, whatever I said, would you want me to stop you? 'Cause that would take all I've got. Now we're just blood brothers, covered in paper cut. I can move in closer, or I can leave. If anything helps you,
Oh, the time that we spend in turmoil wondering what could have been, what could have happened differently, and yet all we can do is be pensive on it. What'd you think of this one?
Oh yeah, faux shiz.
It's good shit, pal.
Oh, you like this one? Yeah, this one wasn't bad. I'll be honest with you though, 20 tracks is a little bit too much. I'll be real with you. At least for like a standard release, right? That's why, several songs ago I had said, I think we need like 15 of these. This might be one I take out. It's not that I'm not necessarily with what's going on in the lyrics. She's been talking about past relationships and, kind of the healing process in which it takes to get over that, in addition to all the other existential nonsense that we've been getting into. But at 2 minutes, 47 seconds, it's definitely just kind of given me some space to think, to possibly lament even. I mean, I say that it's still a gorgeous song. It's still Hayley Williams. It's still fucking good. It's better than any Hoobastank song ever made. Deluxe is 20? Oh, then maybe I'm listening to Deluxe. I don't know. It's not called the Deluxe on here. I gotta be one of those guys on YouTube that says, yo, this shit's fire every single song, and just lose my mind. Except you come here for transformative commentary, my perspectives that you can't get from anywhere else. I know you're thinking about it. Yeah, well, I could watch him. No, you can't. You won't. And I know you won't. All right, moving on.
stranded here on
I won't quit on you.
Mars. What's the odds you'd get stuck here too? Come hell or heaven, angels or devils, I won't move. And I don't care what happens after night. It's gonna cost, but you just can't beat that view. Wasted like a guy into you.
Ooh.
Come hell or heaven, angels or devils, I won't move.
I really like that fake out.
And I don't care what happens after. I won't quit on you. Chaos ridden inner space. Turns out home is not a place. When I think
Is this
home,
death
I see
consciousness?
your face. Up there so long, everything changed. Come hell or heaven, angels or devils, I won't move. Chaos reaches outer space. Turns out nowhere is a place. Look down on a brilliant blaze. Phone home, baby, everything changed.
In terms of composition and production, wow, this one's great. And I know whether or not it's in the comments on YouTube or in the Twitch chat here, it's something I see from quite a few people. Just the whole this is a staring at your ceiling song, and I can understand where you're coming from with that. You're just kind of what's the right terminology here. If you're to be put in a position where You're just staring at the ceiling. Listen to a song that has you in your feels. Maybe you're numb to things. You're just letting maybe the sorrow wipe over you. This is I could see this being one of those songs. Chaos-ridden inner space. Turns out home is not a place. Chaos reaches outer space. Turns out nowhere is a place. Like, what? And I really like this whole idea of alien and outer space. You know, just like how we've grown distant or something like that, or I've distanced myself or they've distanced from me. I think there's some ways you can go with this one. Now, she started talking about stranded here on Mars, and she's already kind of like taking shots at Morgan Wallen, so I'm figuring like, this is a shot at Elon. Like, standing here on Mars, bro, you have not terraformed fuck all. That you have not. Phone home, baby. Everything changed. You know, the nod to E.T. there. Really like the theming of this one. This one worked quite well. Still, one of the best written albums we've listened to in quite some time, I think. Terraformed that rib cage. Hey, good callback. Where I'm thinking, like, and when I say drop, it's like they kill everything, you know, for a couple moments of silence. Yeah, this one was really good. This one deserves to be on side A. Parachute. Not sure if I've heard this one before, but people have been really excited to get to this one.
Our life in a movie, and now I'm spinning my web up in the air, weaving. I thought you were gonna catch me. I never stopped falling for you.
I think I've heard this.
Now I know better, never let you. You told me you waited for me. You said that you wanted. Decided to give up. You could have told me what you wanted. I would have done anything.
Oh, God.
I would have done anything. I thought you were gonna catch me. I never stopped falling for you. Now I never stopped falling for you. Now I know better, never let me leave home without a parachute. Watch me fall. Watch me fall. Watch me fall through the sky. Better never let me leave home without a parachute. I thought you were gonna catch
How can I dance to a song and also be scared at the same time? Listen to Hayley Williams. That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's good shit, pal.
Bushes.
Yeah, so first off, just with, I guess, like the main idea here, you know, I never stopped falling for you, and using that and running with that idea of falling for somebody. Now I know better. Never let me leave home without a parachute so you can catch yourself. Don't put maybe too much into some person because they might drop you. They might drop you. And so you have a parachute as a fail safe. And I love that idea. And then just like she's screaming at me because she's angry, and I feel bad that she's angry because I love her so much. And then it's scary.
Watch me fall.
Like, what? What the hell? Yeah, and, you know, we've heard through even that last song with just how it was structured, how it was composed with all these different elements and different sections within it. This is definitely riding that coattail a little bit. As we've seen through a lot of the album, but a little bit more on the nose here, I think, in the second half, which, you know, this is like effectively like the B side of the album, right? Maybe you put some more experimental stuff on that side. But this is also a little bit different because her fans chose the track listing. You know, so maybe if that's true, you know, we can have something that would otherwise be probably one of the lead singles off an album. Maybe this was, but I know that this was released in kind of a different way. Yeah. This one's really fun. It's just the whole idea of this album and how it was rolled out and what's in there, like the contents itself. Very much a mixed bag only in terms of the type of sounds you're getting out of it, but not a mixed bag in terms of its quality. I think through and through, this is a pretty great record. All right, so 2 more here, folks. Good old days.
Not a wave, I can't tame it. I'm not a waterbender, can't change it. I'm thinking maybe I need a surfboard. You just gotta ride it out, get it all out. When you're not bound, am I allowed? When I was secret, you kept me skinny divorcee. Do you miss pet rumor? 'Cause I miss you like I miss the rage, like I miss real ink on the page. Who knew my arms were the good old days? Have to get it out of my system. Don't like songs about you, don't listen. If I'm being honest, I'm almost done. Not easy letting go of the one. I'm not Stevie, I won't hex ya, but my voice may surely do. Like I miss the rage, like I miss real ink on the page. Who knew my baby music we made? Who knew my baby? Who knew the hard times were the good old days?
You are so tacky. I think that's why I love you so much.
What's in a name? 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 Fate's got a funny way, baby. 'Cause I miss you like I miss the rain. Who knew my baby? Who knew the hard times were the good old days? Secret love, secret love, secret love.
I didn't expect R&B Hayley Williams to make an appearance today. I didn't know R&B Hayley Williams existed. You're probably going to get a little tired of the soundboard here, folks.
Oh, yeah. Those shoes.
I mean, holy shit. I mean, the vocal delivery in this first section is so good. And there is no mistaking that this is about, you know, her relationship with the bandmate and all that. You know, miss jamming out to all the music we used to make, all that good stuff. I'm not Stevie. I won't hex you. That's got to be a Stevie Nicks reference, right? I'm just thinking Stevie and Stevie's that vex you or hex you. That's Stevie fucking Nicks. That's Stevie Nicks. But my voice may surely vex you. I'm vexed. Yeah, just a terrible amount of fun here. And then is this her dad?
You are so tacky. I think that's why I love you so much. I just had to call you first on my new phone.
That's a dad thing to do. Hey, I got this new phone. Can you tell I got a new phone? No? Well, it's a new one. The Avatar reference was so good. I must have missed that, but outside of understanding the Avatar reference, this one was great. This one was so good. I mean, just...
A tidal wave, I can't tame it.
My God. Can she come out with an R&B album? That'd be so good. Hold on, this is a really good face for the thumbnail. Mind focus. Okay, I know I was complaining about this album being a little too long, and it's still a little too long, but it sucks because we're at the end now. This is all about to end. Showbiz, baby.
Your eyes on me, searing into my skin. Dig down deep and tell me the fire skin, and it's never enough. Tastes like the whole ocean. Exit stage left. What? In the fog, the floodbeat.
Well, yeah, it seemed like electronic was the only genre really missing from all the genres that we kind of dipped our toes into. Really, this entire album. And I think, for as much doom and gloom there was on a lot of these songs, I think it's really cool that it ends with maybe a more optimistic track. Now, look, I know that this album maybe wasn't put together as conventionally as other albums were, and then there's still a conspiracy on apparently this isn't the standard release. This is the deluxe. The standard release had 17, 18 tracks and 2 deluxe songs, which is crazy because if the deluxe really had 20 songs and the standard had 18 songs, just make the standard the 20 track song or the 20 track album. Like at that point, it's already 18 songs. What is another 2 gonna hurt? Yeah, this one, I don't know. I can't relate to it as much. I'm not in showbiz. Perhaps I'm an entertainer. I try to be. You know what I mean? I try to be. Definitely wouldn't call what I do here showbiz. So this one's for all the real entertainers out there. That's what this one's for. Not a ton left to say on that one, but we should get to the conclusions here. 20 tracks. It's a lot. Hour 6 minutes. Not the longest album we've ever reacted to here on the channel, but I was coming into this a little worried that I might be especially fatigued, that, the last Hayley Williams record I had listened to didn't stand out as much as I wanted it to be, especially that in that particular point in my life when that album came out. I was very into Paramore. I had just watched Twilight for the first time, right? So I'm getting back into Paramore. Holy shit. Like this band should have never stayed in my adolescence. I need them now more than ever. I was worried. I'm like, oh, well, I like it. I had heard some of the singles off of this, right? Still, 20 tracks. Ladies and gentlemen, this one rocks. This one is so good. Definitely 100% one of the best songwriting albums I think we've ever listened to here on the channel. A lot of different devices she used and connections that she makes that I found to be incredibly fun and clever, that really kept me engaged the entire time. It didn't necessarily rely on the music itself, the instrumentation, the composition, but all of that was awesome too. And so maybe you might complain it wasn't very cohesive in its sound, but it still was. I wouldn't say it has the Hayley Williams color on it, like R&B, but it's Hayley Williams. But it is. Maybe that's a point to where this stays with me a little bit more. Maybe I have something a little bit more pointed to say after the fact. But it is something when you put on an album that's 20 tracks long, an hour of your time, and you feel satisfied by the end of it. And that's what this one was. And I'd even go further on to say this is one of the best albums I think we've listened to on the channel. And I think last week's was as well. That new Linkin Park album was everything I wanted it to be and more. So I think really this is 2 straight weeks of very, very good albums. Now, I'm doing these albums this month because they're Grammy-nominated albums. I might not care about the Grammys. I might think that the Grammys just go for maybe who's ever the most popular, not necessarily who had the best artistic expression for their given category over the course of the year, whatever window that they determine things can be nominated in. But sometimes when the shit's good, the shit's good. And this is one of those. So I think this is nominated for Best Alt Rock Album. And honestly, 20 tracks long, I don't know if we've listened to an album that's been as long and had so much quality therein. There were some songs that I didn't like as much, that didn't really hit me. But God, I mean, the success rate, the hit rate on this record was awesome. I think, do I want Hayley Williams to keep having a bad time so she makes great music? No, I want Hayley Williams to be as happy as possible. And I hope that making this record helped her out along the way. Fuck Morgan Wallen. Fuck gentrification. Fuck JD Vance for good measure. The only thing that I can really say, in addition to everything else I just said, is I don't know what I was looking for out of this album, because I knew it was probably going to be good. You know, there was kind of that worry about, is this going to be like the last solo album? And I didn't really like it, but maybe I go back and listen to that solo, that first one that I listened to, and I go, wow, okay, I really like this. I don't know where my head was at. But with all the latest Paramore stuff that had come out, I like everything that group's doing. I like everything that she's doing. Hayley, never change. You're perfect in literally every single way. So that was my reaction to Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams. I loved it. I thought this was great. Please do let me know your comments, your thoughts on my thoughts down in the comments. If you want to see us live, if you want to see any of these videos before they come out on YouTube, please go ahead, click all the links in my description. I may even put a funny video for you to watch down there as well. But with all that said, I've been Jerry Bees. You've been awesome. Take it easy.
Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog. Breaking.